What is perfectionism if not a fear of failure? Crazy intro. Chew on that. Hi, my name is Matt. I go by caddy.mp3. And a little bit about me. I am a human being and I like to create music and videos. Alright, so the topic I want to talk about today is perfectionism and needing to get things right. I might have talked about this in a previous video, but we're going to roll with it anyways. I struggle with perfectionism a lot within my daily life at work and also within my creative life when I'm creating music. I like things to be a certain way, and I try my damnedest, my darndest to get things to be that way. Sometimes that doesn't always work out. Sometimes I just need to, move on to the next thing and figure it out from there. Maybe I can go back and edit it later, maybe not. Maybe the thing is okay the way it is. We good? Just checking because my phone is on very low storage, so I don't know if this whole video is gonna record, but we're gonna keep going. But yeah, I had a conversation with one of my bosses at work who I look up to, and he gave me some advice on being an engineer. And he said that a lot of engineers try to make a solution that's perfect. They try to make the best solution they can, but they try to do it in like the cookie cutter, like the right way, as opposed to just getting it done. And he said a lot of engineering is about getting things done. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to look good, but it just has to work. Not saying that it's going to be a bad solution, not saying that's okay, but that they don't have to be perfect to be good. And that stuck out to me because at least when I first started at this company, so I came in with no knowledge of the HVAC industry. I work in MEP engineering, which is mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, which is essentially the designing of mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems within buildings. Specifically, right now I'm working on a lot of New York City School Construction Authority schools. I'm working with the New York City School Construction Authority, which means that I'm doing mechanical, electrical, and plumbing design work for New York City schools. Anyways, when I first came into my job, I had no experience with the HVAC industry. So at the beginning, I'm still picking everything up. I'm trying to figure out how to do it right. And I got so stuck on trying to do things the right way, as in I was trying to make sure all the symbols were exactly correct, make sure all the lines were perfectly dimensioned and everything. And what I've learned is that the things in at least this industry are not exact. At least from our standpoint as the designers and the consultants, we give our design to the contractor and then they put it in the field. They can take their some liberties of changing things if need be. They'll send a question back, they'll send an RFI, and they'll edit the design as needed. And then at the end, then you model everything and you have an as-built drawing at the end of it. My arm is getting super tired, so I'm going to swap here. Okay. Yeah, but basically in the beginning of my work experience here at this company and my career in general, I would get stuck on making things perfect, making drawings perfectly, that it would take me so long to finish a very simple drawing. And I thought that it was, I thought I was just stuck. I thought I was really bad at it. I was getting discouraged. And I was, feeling bad about myself because I wasn't doing these things quickly, and I felt like I was getting stuck, and I was asking questions that were seemingly stupid, but I wanted to get things right. I wanted to be perfect in what I was doing. And honestly, in the beginning, that's okay because I was learning, picking up the ropes, but I would get caught on the small details, whatever. Basically, what I'm getting to here, the point I'm dancing around is, after speaking with another one of my coworkers a couple months back, he was like, don't worry too much about like the symbols and everything, just like finish the design, you can worry about the other stuff later. I'm like, huh, some good advice. some very good advice. And I started doing that, and now my projects go by a lot quicker. Like all the drawings that I do, I'm speedy with it. That also is in part due to just like being comfortable on AutoCAD now and just being a lot quicker. I'm kind of speedy with it now. Trust, I'm very quick now. But it also does with it also is due to the fact that I don't let things hang me up as much. If there's something that I'm not sure about, I move on and I come back to it later. It's essentially like the same strategy I'd use for taking an exam. Like when I was taking my FE exam, I didn't worry if there was a question that I didn't know the answer to or I didn't know how to solve. I just moved on. I didn't even worry about it. I was just like, all right, I'll figure it out later if anything. I mean, obviously, doing work where things need to be done is different because you can't just leave things undone and not come back to them later. But it's important not to get hung up on small things. And that's also something that I heard in relation to music, where I was watching a video about production tips for music and like how to get a full song out, how to get out of the 8-bar loop or the 16-bar loop, I think the video was called. But yeah, it was essentially like don't get too attached to any idea and be fluid. Be able to move forward without getting caught up on things. And that turned into the saying for me is don't get hung up on small mistakes, just get the whole project laid out. You can figure it out later. That was me paraphrasing myself. I have this little note card at my apartment that says something like that. I haven't looked at that in a while. I think I need to. Yeah, but shout out to my boss. That was some really great advice. I don't think I thanked him afterwards, and I think I came off a little bit more like serious and like thank you than he probably was expecting. He was probably just like I was giving him some like some like whatever advice. Like I'm sure it wasn't that deep for him, but it felt deep for me, and I appreciated him sharing his insights. If you're watching this, I'm not gonna say your name, but if you're watching this by some stroke of luck, what's up? Thanks for the advice. Yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it. I haven't done a vlog in about, I think it's like 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm excited to be doing this again. Been falling off for a little bit, but guess what? I'm getting right back on. I think that about does it for today. I'm gonna head into work. I made a giant breakfast burrito this morning, and I'm gonna go massacre that thing. So I hope you have a wonderful Friday. Hope you have a great day. Don't get hung up on small mistakes, and take care. See you in the next one.